Hey everybody, we're just going to get right into it. So, the big economic news that we are going to see tomorrow, June 9th, is going to be the ECB rate hike decision. So, this news is going to happen at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, it's actually going to be right before the market opens. And 45 minutes after that, we're going to have the conference. So, what we know right now is that they will end asset purchases by the end of this month, and that we'll get some sort of rate hike on July 21st. So, what the markets want to know is how high is that rate hike going to be? So, we're kind of expecting possibly 25 bips, or the worst side of it will be 50 bips. So, the market's going to be maybe happy or neutral at 25 bips, but at 50 bips, it's probably going to be pretty angry. So right now, the markets are pricing in 135 bips total by the end of this year. So this information is coming from Reuters, and I'll link that down below so you guys can read it for yourselves. Now, I'm going to jump straight into volatility now because I think there's two important things we need to watch. It's that ECB rate hike decision, and it's going to be what volatility does. So if we're just going on the VIX, I'm going to zoom in right here. We're at a very critical position right here. You actually see that we closed right on this trend line. So we could see a big move as soon as tomorrow. We could break down or we could break up. So, it's a little bit hard to say. We have to really see what that news is tomorrow. And to make matters worse, we're also going to get the CPI on Friday as well. So, volatility could look a little bit choppy here, or it could just go straight up from here. So this, I'm not too sure, but I do know we are very, very, very likely to see a big move. Now, that's the VIX. Now, I'm going to go on VXN. Now, this is NASDAQ 100 volatility. So if I look right here, we have two trend lines. I'm going to take out the moving averages. So we have this trend line right here, which we could potentially fall to. But we also have this trend line right here, which we actually broke underneath. Now, if you notice right now, VXN is in a falling wedge pattern, and there is this strong support area right here. It's right around $30-ish. Well, I guess it's not really dollars, but 30-ish. And if we zoom out and we kind of see what significance this has, you can definitely see it has a lot of significance. So it was this resistance right here, which it broke past, literally went to massive highs on the 2020 crash. You can see that it's acting as resistance right there, and right there, and right there as well. And when we broke past this area, we had this massive run up to the 40s. So now we're right back at this area. Do we just rebound and bounce up from here, or do we crack down and do we make it to this lower trend line? Very possible. And you can see it's the same thing with VIX. So with VIX, there's also this lower trend line right here that it could actually catch as support. So, we could have this fake out where we see the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and everything just rally up. We can see volatility fade all the way down to this line right here, and then we could have that blow off top on volatility, and you can see the indices fade. But of course, that is all going to rely on the information on the CPI and what the ECB is planning for their rate hikes. So now let's just look at one more. This is RVX, the Russell 2000 volatility. So if I look right here, we have a similar situation. So we have this bottom trend line that the RVX can actually fall to. We have this top trend line, and we're kind of moving, just chopping around here. So we also have the support right here. It's around 27. So if we zoom out, why is that significant? Well, it's right around this gap fill area. And if we zoom out, it's this resistance right here. When we broke underneath this, we had this gap down right here. Support. And when you look right here, when we broke past this area, we had this massive run up. So this is a pretty critical area. So volatility on these major indices are all at this very pivotal moment where, excuse me, we could actually fade a little bit more. We could have a fake out rally, and then we could potentially see this massive sell off. So I want you guys to pay attention to what the ECB is going to say, and I want you guys to pay attention to volatility. And hopefully the sign will become a little bit clearer as to which direction we're going to go by the end of Friday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to leave that link down below to Reuters. And you know what? If you're a little bit interested on where these indices can fall to, what the risk range could possibly be, I'm going to link down my weekly video that explains those weekly risk ranges. So stay safe and have a great day, you guys.